well. I know I'll be hate watching Minnesota, but also some high school football on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Coverage begins at 6:30 as Catholic Memorial takes on Sun Prairie West.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's
so
gonna swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
What is that called? He made chicken soup out of chicken poop? No? What is it?
Chicken salad out of chicken.
Yeah. Chicken soup out of chicken poop sounds better.
Matt, I know Bill asked about the kicker. You had 5 different guys come through here in camp.
Not a question for me. That is a question for Rich Bisaccia.
But the league is a razor-thin difference between winning and losing.
Oh, I'm well aware of this.
Savage.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside America's favorite Alex Gravatt. Here's Molly Brown.
Savage. That is what Matt LaFleur is. That was aggressive, the way that he answered Jason Wilde there. Savage. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
So much better than yesterday when we were on remote at Carbon. Had a great time out there. We're kind of in a wind tunnel, but it was a beautiful day over there, seeing their new location over in Sun Prairie. You did hear that I am with Alex Gravatt.
Hello.
Shout out G. There no Jim, no Matt. Matt's in Norway.
Well, Jim's here. What? He's still in the office.
Is he still here?
Yeah, or he
He's
was
not camping?
35 seconds ago when I went out to throw my can out.
Okay. Well, we'll see if he pops in. Doubt it. That's okay, though. We got it. That was Jason Wilde and Matt LaFleur interacting. I do want to get into that, but first, I have to ask this question because I kind of forgot that this happened to me. Ryan, I know we just did like a ton of show prep for like 30 minutes.
Gone with the wind.
But honestly,
No surprise.
I forgot that this happened today, and I didn't know how to react. So I was in the bathroom, and
I love bathroom etiquette.
Gross. Men's, always something to talk about for sure. Also, I'm just looking at the YouTube stream. I look like a ninja basically right now. I'm going to move my microphone out of the way of my mouth. I am wearing all black against an all black background.
Okay.
I look like a ninja. That's side point.
I really appreciate that as the show starts, Ryan starts messing with the camera angles because I'm so much taller than whoever usually sits here. He's like, okay, we're missing like half a G's face.
You're good now. You're perfect.
Thank you. I learned recently I have a long torso. I always thought it was mostly leg. They had to. I punctured a lung last week, or I dropped a lung.
Yeah, you're like a
You dropped a
skyscraper.
lung.
You're like, I mean, you're just so tall. You got
What?
the ESPN New York T-shirt on. I mean, come on, show it off for the stream.
So yeah, got to support. They're part of the Good Karma Brands ESPN family. But they had to take multiple X-rays to get my entire lung to fit in the picture. So
Would you like to tell our listeners how you punctured
I
your lung
play
really quick?
ultimate frisbee. I do that. It's my
You're a
greatest
professional athlete.
passion. Yes, I play professionally. This was not professional. This was at a club tournament. And I laid out. I dove trying to catch a disc, which I did catch. I was told it looked really cool. But
Did
I
anybody get on video?
No, they took videos of every other game except for this one. I landed funny on my shoulder. I cracked a rib and I collapsed a lung. Spent the week, or not the weekend. I walked around for a few days. I went to a wedding. And then the soonest I could get in to see my doctor was Tuesday. And so that's when he was like, dude, go to the hospital, bro. And that's how that went.
And it took you how many X-rays to be able to see your entire torso?
Two to get the entire lung in there. And they took those 2 X-rays probably 6 times.
Jesus. Do you think your lungs are bigger than normal because you're like 7 feet tall?
That's why this happened to me. It's really common to happen to people who are 6'3" plus.
You're very fragile.
My lungs are, apparently. It's like if you blow a balloon too big. I guess there's a finite amount of lung matter that any human being gets, and mine was stretched pretty far.
So
Take that for
honestly,
data.
I know. Okay, we're starting off hot on this Thursday, but
Tell me about your bathroom experience.
No. I want to talk to you about a lung really quick. I just learned. So this weekend, I was eating like a bowl of popcorn and just watching something on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like my husband's on my right, my like 1.5-year-old is on my left. And my 1.5-year-old is just sticking his hands in, grabbing popcorn. I'm making sure that like it's like little things and like he's not grabbing too much at a time, all that. But he was just chowing down. Like he loved it. That was really the first time he had ever had popcorn. The next day, my husband sends me a video on Instagram showing how kids that are like under 5 years old aren't supposed to eat popcorn because the pieces can get so small that from their esophagus, it can go into their lung. I didn't even know that this is going to make me sound really stupid, but I didn't even know that your lungs were attached to your esophagus.
Oh, yeah. No, they are.
It makes sense because that's how you
It's
breathe.
one pipe.
But like,
You ever
that
had water go down the wrong tube?
True, but does that go into your lungs?
Well, it usually is getting, or of course, light going into the lung. Yeah, it's like I believe that is like your body, like keeping it out of your lungs. Like the tube splits somewhere in here, from my understanding, and then there's a little bit of time before it actually gets to your lungs. Very sensitive area that makes you cough, and that's why you cough when water goes down the wrong pipe.
Now would be a great time that we have Nessa Rodriguez on from Carbon World Health. We don't, however. Ryan, you look the most like a doctor out of all of us. Do you have any input into this? Does this shock you
I'm
that
a witch doctor.
there are pieces of popcorn that could be so small that they could get into a child's lungs? That's crazy to me.
It's terrifying. It truly is. The more you learn about the human body, the more scary it is, I feel like. I never would have guessed that. Never would have realized that. I wish you the best of luck, Molly.
Okay, thank you. Me too. Anyways, going to my bathroom etiquette story. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. So I was in the bathroom this morning, and women's bathrooms are different than men's in the sense that there's individual stalls where I believe, and I've never been in a men's bathroom, but from what I'm told,
Not once?
not that I can remember.
I've been in women's bathrooms on rare occasions.
I might need to dump that.
No, yeah, not like in any like weird situation, but like, you know, you're waiting for the line and there's like 100 dudes and there's no one in that.
The men's line is never as long as the women's line.
There are rare situations where like maybe that happens, or the men's room is out of order or something. Like
okay.
I'm trying to without sounding like a problem, which I promise. Like I'm not just going
it's me.
into.
Hi.
Exactly.
Just kidding.
But like, you've never been inside of a men's room.
No, I think the only time that I've really seen like a urinal is when it's like a co-ed bathroom or it's whatever general, and then there's like the option of having the urinal or the toilet.
Yeah.
And urinals gross me out.
Okay, so I was explaining this to my partner the other day. There are multiple ways, like multiple different types of urinals. There are some that go to the floor, and there are some that don't go to the floor. There's also now one that's kind of like a bowl that is all shaped like a cone, effectively. Those are the best ones. No, those are the best ones. Ryan?
Ryan, do you have an info?
Wait, when you say a cone, like what are you trying to say?
It's like a circle that's like instead of straight down, like the funnel is not at the bottom, but it is like it kind of is. I don't know. It reduces all splashback immediately, which is a wild problem.
Ew, is there a lot of splashback in men's restrooms?
There's a reason you don't see men wear flip-flops in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You do not do it.
Yeah, no, that might be like a fancy New York urinal. I don't know, Mr.
I've
ESPN
not
New York.
been to New York. I guess I did go to New York like 3 weeks ago, but I've not been to New York City recently. This is just a shirt I got for working with the New York team on the sales side, so thank you very much.
All right, maybe it's one of those big fancy Milwaukee urinals then. I don't know. You were there earlier today.
I was.
Gross. Men's bathrooms gross me out. That's it. But anyways, so I'm sitting in the stall today, and another person comes in, and they sit in the one right next to me. There's 3 stalls. There's 2 regular, 1 handicap. So sometimes I get annoyed because it's like, why would you go in the one right next to me? But then again, I'm like, also, I get it that you don't want to take the handicap one. So
I'm
it makes
super
sense.
pro leaving the accessible toilet for folks who
I am
need
too.
accessible.
The only time that I will use that is like if all of them are like fully done and I gotta go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this person sits down, and I don't know if she had like her purse or her pockets were full or what, but all of a sudden like 3 lip glosses and chapstick fall out of her pocket, and I was just like thinking, I'm like, oh crap, don't go to mine, don't go to mine, don't go to mine, don't come to my feet. One of them landed in hers, her blue chapstick, landed in her stall. The other one, I see a pink lip gloss rolling right next to my feet. And I was like, oh, man, like, do I just pretend like I don't see it? Do I hand it back under the stall? Do I kick it over? What do I do? And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to hurry up and finish going to the bathroom. I'm going to flush, and I'm going to go wash my hands really fast, and then I'm going to get out of here so I'm like, I don't even see who it is. Because it very well could have been another female that's in our office. Like, could have been. But that's what I did. I left her chapstick sitting there on the floor in my stall. I refused to kick it over because I was like, I don't want the awkward interaction.
Okay, so first things first. It doesn't matter what you do. It's chapstick or lip gloss. Can never be used again. Bathroom floor, game over. It's done. That is.
But the lid didn't come off.
I don't care. Absolutely not to be used again. That is something you put on your mouth and you have to remove it. Like, I understand that it has a protective case, but like, no, it doesn't. It's not usable. So outside of that, I would have kicked it over with my foot and gotten out of there. Like, that's the only acceptable way to.
Because I've dropped things in the bathroom. Don't get me wrong. And maybe this makes me the jerk, but I have like dropped let's say it's my phone. I can't remember. It's been a minute. But I've had people like hand it to me underneath the stall.
Oh, they touched your phone?
Yeah.
Which I didn't
even think about it until now. But like I didn't want to touch their stuff because I don't want them to be gross out. I don't want to touch their hand if I'm handing it back with my hand because that grosses me out. And I just didn't know how to respond. I was just, I kind of froze. And I was like, I'm just not going to touch it. Go out fast. And then I didn't see them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would appreciate the person who does the dropping to be like, oh, could you grab that for me? Because then it's their
like they would ask.
Yeah, then it's their problem. Like, I don't have to make a decision on this. I don't have to encroach on them and make them feel weird. But ugh.
So I was a little nervous that it was somebody from our office, that they would then come back into our office and be like, wow, this person like didn't even pick up my thing. But then when I walked out to go wash my hands, there was a binder of stuff and I was like, that could be like, it was like a binder and like a laptop and a phone. But then I saw the badge and I was like, all right, this isn't anybody that I worked with. So I skedaddled out of there real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was too nervous.
I hate bathroom interactions
Same.
with a passion. Like I'm walking out. There's one urinal and two toilets in the bathroom across the hall from us. As I leave, if somebody's coming in, it's always weird. It's like, I know that we're friends. I know we spend time together, but we're not like the best of friends, right? Like, sales guy Chad and I do the daily mini crossword every day, and we text each other our scores back and forth. But I do not want to like awkwardly nod as I'm like going to wash my hands or like whatever, zip my zipper. Like, I don't like it.
Ryan, how do you feel about bathroom interaction?
I mean, and this whole time I thought G just didn't like me. That's why I didn't talk to me in the bathroom. No, it's clear. It's everyone.
What do you do? Do you make eye contact?
Yeah, sure. I'll go, yep. Whoop.
That's the thing is like
you just made it more awkward.
I've always tried to make it as less awkward as possible. Just being, what's up, man? And just, kind of.
But you know what's up, man. I'm walking out with my,
Well, you just say nothing much. I'm doing well. And then you just you don't have to say anything. Just like act normal. Honestly, like it's not that different.
I will take it as far as I don't really like running into our teammates even in the hallway here.
Really?
What?
Like, I mean, it's fine, but sometimes I'm just like, I'm forced to say something. Am I forced to be like, hi, I'm going to the bathroom. Hi, I'm grabbing my lunch. Like, it's just awkward.
You just
it's
feel
an
like,
awkward situation.
Just be like, oh, what's up? Good to see you again. Like, I mean, we run into each other in the hallway all the time, Molly. We're like, I don't think it's that weird.
I know, but like, I overthink it. I'm an overthinker when it comes to that stuff. Like,
how do you think Matt LaFleur greets Rich Bisaccia when they see each other in the hallway?
Today, they probably don't even say hi. He probably rolls his eyes for sure. David Deerfield says, who uses their phone in a public bathroom and who could possibly drop their phone? Shocking, Molly.
See, I understand because women's clothing does not have pockets the same way men's clothing does. So I can see where maybe you have to like balance it on your thigh or something. For
you know what's probably gross? No. I don't balance it on there because there's way too high of a chance that I'm going to drop it in the toilet. I have a fear of dropping my phone in the toilet. I have dropped my badge one time. My badge for our office, I've dropped that in the toilet. I don't think I had gone to the bathroom yet. I think it was just water. I think it was a while ago.
Oh,
I can't remember. This is disgusting. I definitely disinfected it. Don't worry.
I don't think so.
But maybe this is grosser. Is I put my phone like on like the toilet paper holder in a public bathroom because you don't have anywhere else to put it.
You know what I hate? Okay, so I don't know what the best way to do that is for you, and I understand that choice. Another one that maybe I would choose is just like stick it in the side opening of my shoe, right? Like I don't know. Like there's not a lot of good options there, but then at least I know it's like my yuck. It's not anyone else's yuck.
Okay, so here's another thing. I typically at this point of the year I am wearing sandals, so then it's touching the bottom of my foot.
Not a
That's
chance.
disgusting.
Yeah.
And then what? That's going to touch my face. Or like today, I'm dressed how I probably would for fall or winter, but I'm wearing like combat boots kind of. I don't think it's a big enough hole for me to stuff my phone in. I'm not going to lie. Robin Madison said, I thought every dude would say, hey, buddy, how's it hanging, and make him feel uncomfortable. LOL. I don't know if either of you have been to Wrigley Field. He also says Wrigley Field's men's room may really freak Molly out. Have either of you been there?
No, but I imagine he's talking about that because there's a trough.
Correct.
Where it's just you've been?
Correct. Yeah.
Is this common knowledge?
It's pretty common in like baseball stadiums, especially old ones.
They used to
A
have them.
trough?
Yeah.
Like what pigs eat out of?
Pretty much. Yeah. That's the same term. Yeah.
Have you ever been to one of the
Wait.
fancy restaurants where they have like all of the sinks kind of go into the same funnel?
Yes.
That's it. That's
Hold
what
on,
they
wait.
are.
Isn't this a thing where they put ice in it so it doesn't smell?
Smells a little bit less because that way it's like constantly flushing a little bit, and it reduces splash, I think.
God, that's gross. Again, men's bathrooms, disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's gross. Robin Madison also says, I almost thought Jim called it a day because his new tattoo was hurting too much. Haha.
That could be it.
He's fake tough.
You know,
Honestly,
I didn't know
could be.
that I was going to be on the show until about 1:15 p.m. today, and I was in Milwaukee, so I had to drive back here to do it.
How fast did he drive?
The speed limit, my normal.
I feel like you got here like 2 o'clock.
Molly would have been here by 1:30 in that case.
Basically.
No, I was here shortly
Over-deliver.
after 2:30 or something like that.
Okay, good. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We will discuss the Rich Bisaccia, the Matt LaFleur, the Jason Wilde, all things Packers special teams coming up next. But first, let's hear from, do we have Matt as a Revive Restoration,
Well,
or do we have to wait for him to call us?
Well, we're expecting him to call in at some point today. He said he would, so
All
I'm
right.
holding it off for now. We can play it later in the show, but we'll hear Revive Restoration from Matt. We just don't know if we'll hear actual Matt Hamilton today.
All right, we'll talk all things special teams for the Green Bay Packers next. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Matt Hamilton here to tell you about my friends at Revive Restoration. Nobody plans for accidents to happen, but when they do, you can count on Revive to be professional, efficient, and detail-oriented as they make things right again. Revive Restoration.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our team has years of experience, which has prepared us to guide you through your life transitions and help you achieve your financial goals with confidence. We're fiduciaries and will never back gimmicks or instruments that chase single-day returns or put your long-term goals at risk. At Canopy, care, confidence, clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. a trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Your District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, Marcus and Chris catch up with NBC's Zora Stevenson to talk Bucks, Olympics, and more. Find Your District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Searching for the perfect brunch spot this weekend? Look no further than the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company. Every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., indulge in the Great Dane sweet and savory brunch menu paired with mimosas, Bloody Marys, or one of their signature beers on tap. Enjoy at any of their 4 Madison area pubs, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Learn more and view the full menu at greatdanepub.com/brunch. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Phish Friday on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Off-Broadway Draft House. Enjoy a traditional Friday fish fry at Madison's favorite neighborhood gathering spot, Off-Broadway Draft House.
I'm floating in the blimp a lot. I feel the feeling I forgot. I'm swimming weightless in the womb, or bouncing gently around the room.
It is a Phish Friday here on Jim, Matt, and Molly, brought to you by Off-Broadway. You're jamming to Phish. And you can't click your button on. There you go.
Yeah, we got to figure that out. The on-off button in the studio doesn't work.
We
fixed
that 5 days ago. Now it's not working again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Be prepared for your mic to drop at any point in time.
Perfect.
I blame Tausch.
And your headphones to stop working. Yes, but it is Phish Friday on Jim, Matt, and Molly. It's a Phish Friday because we will not be on our show tomorrow, because we will be having an extended ESPN Wisconsin College game day from 4 to 8. 4 hours getting ready. Well, 2 hours. No. 4 hours getting ready for the Wisconsin Badgers' first football game against Western Michigan. Do you know what the Western Michigan mascot is?
They are the Broncos.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah. Well, I was a Mac guy, right? I went to Ball State for 2 years, where I was a Cardinal, chirp, chirp. And so I know like the Zips and the Rockets, but all of the Mac is just kind of bleh.
Yeah.
Love Maction, but that's just because anything could happen because there's absolutely no consistency amongst any of the players.
Well, we'll get into plenty of Badgers talk, but first I do want to get into more special teams talk about the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, they got rid of Anders Carlson. They got rid of Greg Joseph. Now they have Braden Narwhal, don't even know his last name. Narvison. We call him Narwhal on this show. We've officially decided.
Fantastic.
Matt is in Norway on the lookout for Narwhal, so we'll see if we get anything from that. But Ryan, I do want to hear. That's not the noise that a narwhal makes, is it? Or
How do
is
you
it?
know? How do you know?
That's fair. How do we know that dolphins make that noise?
I think we know that dolphins make that noise.
That was a recording, probably.
Of a dolphin.
Yeah, just pitched down, I'd assume.
What does Matt LaFleur sound like when he's
I don't know.
annoyed?
Let's hear Matt LaFleur annoyed.
Matt, I know Bill asked about the kicker. What exactly is the transition process there? You had 5 different guys come through here in camp. And
Not a question for me. That is a question for Rich Bisaccia.
But the league is a razor-thin difference between winning and losing.
Oh, I'm well aware of this. This is uncharted territory, I would say, that I've been in my time in the league. So it's just, you just got to come in and perform. I don't know how else to put it, and but it's definitely a unique situation.
That was Jason Wilde asking Matt LaFleur about the special teams. I'm just so curious. What does Jason Wilde's face look like when Matt LaFleur responds this way? Like, I know Jason is a professional, but you got to be a little bit like, ooh, wasn't expecting that. Or
Caught off guard for sure. Like taken aback, like, whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because he cut him off. Where Jason is like, it's a razor thin line between whatever.
Boom.
And he's like, I'm well aware. It's just that instant reaction is just so extra.
Okay, I know Matt LaFleur is the head coach. He has to deal with everything. Who is he mad at? Like, Rich Bisaccia is not the guy missing kicks out there. Is he mad that they didn't bring anybody in? Because guess what? Anders Carlson was drafted. They spent draft capital to get this guy into the league, and it didn't work out. They brought in 5 guys since the end of last season at some point or another. Like, yes, I understand the frustration, but like to just deflect it to the special teams coach, there's a certain level of anger that you need to have at the general manager and at the players themselves. Like, this was a spot that anybody could have taken all year long, and no one went out and took it. No one took the starting kicker spot by the horns and said, I'm that guy. And now, I mean, there's other stuff from Brian Gutekunst that maybe we'll get to later that they're going to put the guy on a short leash. I don't know if this kicker is set up for success. No one wants to be thinking about everything they do being used against them. Mm-hmm. And I don't fully understand why he's as mad as he is or why it was directed that way.
See, I disagree because I do understand why he's mad, right? Like, it is almost game time. They are how many days away? How many days are there in August? 30 days, September, April, June. Okay, 31 days in August. There's 2 more days in August. Then they play on the 6th. So that is a week from tomorrow. I could have just done a week from tomorrow. Jeez. They are 8 days away from their first game in Brazil. They are very well leaving Green Bay in just a couple days. I don't know what day that they head down there. But you're days away from your season opener in a different country against a good team in the Philadelphia Eagles. Your season means a lot this year. You want to get it done. And you don't even know what you have at kicker. The fact that they've brought in a rookie who, quite frankly, his career was not any very different from Anders Carlson's college career. And then you're also taking this rookie that got left behind by the Tennessee Titans. You're picking him up at the last minute, and you're going to expect him to be good for your team? How wouldn't Matt LaFleur be pissed off?
Yeah, I understand being upset, but he's like blaming Rich Bisaccia, and I just don't quite find that.
I don't know if he was blaming Rich Bisaccia, though.
Okay.
That's my thing. I think he didn't answer it in the best way. I think we can all agree on that. But by him saying, you got to ask Rich Bisaccia.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
that's his Rich Bisaccia is the leader of that part of the team.
We did also say at one point that I think, we kind of thought the idea of Matt LaFleur delegating more tasks was probably good, have him be more focused on offense. Like, that is his calling card as a play caller. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe having the purview of like, hey, Rich, you handle all special teams. Like, is it good to handle it that way? Like, should Jeff Hafley have full oversight of the defense and LaFleur's hand off? I mean, how should he sort of delegate those things?
Right. And do you think that Matt LaFleur, I know you brought it up with Brian Gutekunst, and he's actually ticked off at the GM? Can Matt LaFleur say, you got to ask Goody? I don't think he can.
Well,
who's the next best person?
If it's like, okay, we didn't get one of the free agents who are available, and I don't know who's available at kicker at this stage in the year, but I don't hate getting a guy with a big leg who in one of the preseason games hit a 59-yarder to not win the game, but late in the fourth quarter for the Titans. Like a
preseason game?
Yeah,
your other 2 guys have actually played in games that matter. Greg Joseph,
they missed in games that mattered.
That's true. But also, it's going to happen with every single kicker. Mason Crosby did too. Mason Crosby had his great moments. He had his not so great moments.
Most
every single kicker goes
season.
through it. Unless you're Justin Tucker, like, you don't have terrible moments. And I think even his numbers have dropped in last season they were lower than they have been. But Greg Joseph, he made a 61-yard field goal in a game that mattered. Like, that's great.
That's
a veteran. But I get it. He's older. I get it. You're bringing in a younger guy. But, like, you drafted Anders Carlson. You're making these changes at the last minute of the season. Matt LaFleur has a right to be mad.
But there's got to be a reason. So maybe what he's actually upset about is the fact that they did end up moving on from Greg, because they went through the camp, and for exactly what you're saying, he built chemistry with the guys who are on that roster, and so now Braden has to come in and learn how to do the process, learn where the placeholder wants it. The placeholder needs to learn how he wants it. The snap needs to be timed well. It does add an extra wrinkle into it, and so maybe the anger is actually directed at the timing and the fact that he couldn't make a decision. There's probably more there that we don't know, that I don't know. I'm not an insider, but I do know that now we have another kicker and we have to put our faith in him. But if he's going to be on a short leash, every missed kick at practice, every missed kick, every misstep, every out of the back of the end zone kickoff that was supposed to be on the 5-yard line or whatever, like all of these little things, he's going to be beating himself up and know that he's on a short leash and could be cut at any moment. And I think you don't want a nervous kicker.
Yeah, we'll get Evan Cohen's thoughts on the Green Bay Packers kicking situation right after we hear from Jim as he tells us about Canopy Wealth Management.
Care, competency, and clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise at Canopy Wealth Management. Go to canopy-wealth.com to start your journey with them today. They are an independent, fee-based firm specializing in customized investment portfolio management, tax-aware wealth planning, and personalized client service. And that's the thing. You're going to get a personalized experience at Canopy Wealth Management. Again, go to canopy-wealth.com and start your financial journey today.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Ryan is absolutely right. I am savage.
We're learning a lot about each other. This is good to know. This is good stuff to know.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes. To celebrate our love for dive bars, we are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin like Hooterville, Jerry's Place, Remington's Tavern, and Wilson's Bar and Grill.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SAND25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SAND25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SAND25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semra with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Max Raymer from Sun Prairie East High School. Welcome, Max.
Thanks for having me, Dennis.
Three-sport athlete, football, basketball, and golf. When was the first sport you remember playing?
It's got to be golf. 6 years old, I got my first hole-in-one with my dad. That's my best memory and my first ever sport I started playing. Now that I'm getting into my high school career and coming up to an end here, it's definitely between basketball and football.
Had a pretty successful basketball season last year. And football, you're a safety. Now this year, going to the other side of the ball.
Absolutely. Absolutely, quarterback.
When you look back on your time at Sun Prairie and Sun Prairie East now, the two schools, what's going to stand out the most?
Definitely just the people, the teachers, all the coaches, the relationships. I built so many good friendships on and off the court and field, course, whatever you want to call it. That definitely will stand out the most to me, just the people that have been around.
Summer is winding down, and that means it's back to school savings time at Metro Ford of Madison. This month, qualified buyers can get 90 days deferred payments, and qualified vehicles will get an additional $1,000 for their trade. The 24 Ford F-150, Explorer, Edge, and Escape all are available with 0.9% APR financing for 66 months. $15.54 cost per $1,000. $2,000 in flex cash is also available at Metro Ford of Madison.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Searching for a sound we hadn't heard before, and it said, "Welcome to New York." It's been waiting for you. Welcome.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. I'm Molly Brown, joined by Alex Gravatt with Ryan Wollersheim behind the glass. We are excited to be joined by Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. You can hear him weekdays 5 to 9 a.m. on ESPN. Evan, I'll make this short and sweet. Happy birthday.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
He didn't hang up.
He didn't hang up like you did on Wilde and Tausch this morning.
Well, hold on. There's a big difference.
Okay.
There's a big difference. I'm going to tell you the difference, okay? And it's a three-prong attack both ways, right? So I spoke to Jesse Nelson, the hall monitor, for 5 minutes before I went on with Wilde and Tausch. Didn't say anything. I did 20 minutes with Wilde and Tausch. Neither of them said anything until the very end when clearly a company-wide email went out. That point I hung up because they had their chance. In comparison, I got a very nice email from Alex earlier today. Thank you for that. I got a happy birthday from Ryan right before prime time, like 2 minutes before I came on here, and Molly led with it. So that is a show that cares. Obviously, that show between 9 and noon doesn't care as much.
I'll take it. Well, I hope you are having a great day. Getting geared up for college football. Do you have any plans to be at any games this weekend?
I'm actually currently in Virginia as we speak. And a friend of mine just asked me if I wanted to go to the William and Mary game tonight, to which I declined. I'm not trying to be rude about that. I just was not overly excited on the birthday to go to a William and Mary game. So instead, I will be going out to dinner with my wife and kids. I felt like that was probably the right decision in that spot. But no, I'm flying back to New York for the weekend, getting ready for football season on Tuesday with our first show back in a little bit here. But no games this weekend. But I don't know if I'm supposed to announce this yet, but I am coming to the Wisconsin-Alabama game. So I will be in Madison that Friday and Saturday. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Great. We're looking forward to having you. Hopefully it's a good game. I'm a little bit nervous about that, but the Badgers do kick off their season tomorrow against Western Michigan. I don't know if there's much to talk about with this game, but I guess for the season that the Badgers are about to embark on, we were kind of pondering this question before the show. We haven't asked it out yet, but I guess I want to be the first person to ask you today. Do you think that this season under Luke Fickell is the most important, or do you think it's just leading into next year, which will be the most important of his career thus far?
Okay, I have to answer a question with a question.
Okay.
For a very obvious reason that you guys are going to pick up on very quickly. Do you think Ohio State's going to live up to expectations this year?
You're more of an Ohio State fan than I am.
I would not say a fan. It's a household divided. My partner, my girlfriend, is an Ohio State grad. She's diehard. I think that they will. Yeah, I think that there's no more big bad wolf Michigan. Michigan's going to be fine. They're going to be good, but they're not going to be the dominant national champion that they were. Whereas Ohio State now has a little bit more time, a little bit more leeway, and they'll be able to walk into a first round bye in the playoffs and then at least make the national championship game.
Okay, here's why I asked that question. I asked that question because if Ohio State doesn't live up to expectations this year and the Badgers are better than people think, well, then what happens? Ryan Day gets fired, and who's the first coach that they're going to look at? Yep. Somebody that's literally already been a head coach for them at a point where he probably would admit maybe he wasn't 100% ready to be a head coach at that point, Luke Fickell. and yet still did a pretty damn good job just dealing with everything going on at that school at that time. And so if the Badgers overachieved this year and Ohio State underachieved this year, then yeah, it is a really important season because as fans, we're going to be looking for a new head coach next year. And I don't say that in a bad way like Luke Fickell is looking to go somewhere else. I'm just saying that's the product of where we are as a program right now. But here's where, again, I probably differ than most. Is I look at Tyler Van Dyke and I say he's really good. And I think he's going to be really good. So I do think this is a really important year, Molly, to answer that question because I think Tyler Van Dyke is going to help them overachieve.
Now, you mentioned that you're going to be coming to the game in a couple weeks here, September 14th against Alabama. A lot of people, especially in the Wisconsin media, are saying that is a big trap game for Alabama, that Wisconsin, considering they're the host team, considering there's a new head coach and all sorts of stuff is going on, has a good chance of winning that football game. Do you think that is the team that is ranked that is most likely for the Badgers to win?
I don't think it's a trap game for Alabama at all because I think a trap game would indicate that they don't have one of two things, great coaching or great quarterback play. I think Jalen Milroe, their quarterback, could win the Heisman Trophy this year. And I think just because you don't have the greatest college football coach of all time doesn't mean you don't have a great coach. I mean, Kalen DeBoer was excellent at Indiana, as we know, was in the national championship last year at Washington, and now is with Alabama. You don't think Kalen DeBoer knows how good Wisconsin is? You don't think he's already told the team, like, hey, I've played this team, I've been in a conference with this team as both a head coach and coordinator. Like, I know everything there is to know about this team. Like, this is where, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, Alice, and I go to a different place than most, but, like, I think we, as a program, Wisconsin, have tremendous respect with other coaches, maybe more so than the fans. Like, I think our fans get very frustrated. Like, I'm doing a lot of we and our. I think I could do that.
You're an alum.
I think our fans, and I've been one of them, that gets frustrated with the why don't we go for national championships and we just go for, winning the Big Ten. But I think that we have so much respect by other coaches that I don't think we could ever be a trap game because I think everybody knows that's coaching how well coached the Wisconsin program basically has always been since Coach Alvarez was there.
Yeah, that's a fair way to look at it.
It's funny that you say that because my girlfriend, diehard, like I said, Ohio State. Just
out of curiosity, why do we have you on the show? Shouldn't your girlfriend just host instead? Good point. We'll call her up next. She'll be on next segment. I know personally how hard you've worked to get in the seat you're in, both of you, and how much you've earned it. But it seems like you're deferring to someone that's not actually on the show. And she's already your girlfriend.
I'm bringing in the experts in my life, okay? And she is an expert on all things that I am not. And Ohio State football is one of them.
We're talking sports. You should be somewhat of an expert in this, no?
Oh, sports I am, absolutely. But Ohio State. Now, here's the thing. She doesn't believe that Wisconsin is just a game on their schedule. It is our Super Bowl when Ohio State comes here. And I don't know if that same respect is granted. Maybe it's just the fans of other teams, but it feels to me like maybe some of that has fallen off, the respect on Wisconsin's pedigree, name, and acumen in college football these days.
Well, okay, so it's funny. I guess it's all about when you lived there / went to school there. Obviously, 99% of the people that are listening right now live there. I'm not saying we don't have people on Wisconsin on Demand, but my point is, when I was at school there, it was obviously Michigan. Michigan was the one that was the same feeling that I'm only talking to your girlfriend now, obviously, the host of the show with Molly. The same feeling your girlfriend has is what my Michigan friends had towards us back in the day, and it was frustrating beyond belief. For us, if we beat Michigan, forget it. That's it. For them, it's we beat Wisconsin. When's Ohio State? They don't care. And that drives you kind of crazy, to be honest with you. But that's the way it was back in the day. So it's more, and I get what you're saying, but Ohio State, is not actually allowed to lose this year. So, I understand what you're saying overall, but Ohio State cannot look at us as just a blip on the radar because they have to win every single game.
We are talking.
Assuming your girlfriend's okay with that take.
Do you want me to refer to you by your girlfriend's name?
Yeah, I'll be Lily Mae for the day.
Okay, sounds good. That rhymed. We are talking with Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. You can hear him weekdays 5 to 9 a.m. on ESPN Madison. But I do want to shift gears to the Green Bay Packers. Now, they've obviously had their kicking transitions. I don't know, 3 different kickers in 3 days. I don't even know if that might be an NFL record at this point, which shout out to the Packers for that. But, I mean, Evan, when you hear about this news that they get rid of Carlson, the guy that they drafted just a couple years ago, they get rid of Joseph, who they brought in from being a free agent. He was with the Minnesota Vikings. Then they get, I can't even, Norwal, I don't know. We call him Narwhal on this show is what we've decided. But how much of an impact do you think that the kicking situation is going to have on the Green Bay Packers season? Like, should we trust in this offense so much that the kicking situation isn't going to matter anymore? I don't know.
Okay, so Molly, here is what I spent a lot of time today, unknowingly I was going to do this, with Wilby and Tausch, talking about that exact issue, okay? And the reason I say unknowingly, because to me, when any good sports fan, yourself, Lily May, anybody, is out there and they're looking at the Packers season this year, by going this deep on the chaos around the kicker position, what that tells me, and maybe I'm wrong, is that you believe if the Green Bay Packers fall short this year, it will be because of their kicking. Is that what all three of you, and I don't mean you, Primetime, I mean Lily May, Alex, and Molly, is that what you think? Is that what we're looking at? Like if I tell you the Packers are going to fall short, are you going to tell me it's going to be because of kicking?
I don't know if I can go that far, but I mean, you had a stat that we talked about earlier before the show that the Packers had 7 games last season decided by 3 points or less. So, I mean, 7 games is a lot.
Well, then, okay, so let's talk about that. If it was 7 games or less, or 7 games last year decided by 3 points or less, what was the record in those games?
Ooh, let me pull that up really quick.
She's the stat guy.
Lily May would have had that. Just saying.
Take that for data.
But it is difficult while he's pulling that up. It's difficult I shouldn't say difficult. It's crazy to me to think that the Packers have had an easier time replacing Aaron Rodgers than they have Mason Crosby. Isn't that crazy?
Wait, say that out loud again so Primetime can pull that and blow that up for social media and everything, because that is an amazing take. Go
Please
ahead.
do.
In 3, 2, 1.
He had a clip like 2 weeks ago that I'm still getting notifications on. I'm trying to figure out how to like mute it on Instagram, but I can't figure it out. I'm not a techie. But Ryan, you can cut this. The Green Bay Packers have had a more difficult time. Wait.
No. Start again.
How did I say it last? Okay. The Green Bay Packers.
The Packers have had an easier time replacing Rodgers.
Yes. The Green Bay Packers have had an easier time replacing Aaron Rodgers, MVP Aaron Rodgers, than they have replacing Mason Crosby. I'm not wrong, am I?
I mean, it's like your statement is utterly ridiculous and true simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, we only have seen 9 good games or 8 good games out of Jordan Love, but it looks promising. They're paying him.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's a debate on that part of it. Like, that is, I'm like just stunned by this statement. Because think about how many franchises in the division, obviously we've seen, struggle to find a quarterback, and then when they do, ever replace them, right? And you're telling me that the Green Bay Packers, who found Favre, replaced him easily, and then replaced Rodgers easily, and can't find a kicker.
Yeah, it's
outlandish.
ridiculous.
I mean, Alex, that is Molly's statement. Again, you're right. It is outlandish, but I don't know how we fight that off.
No, and there's no way to. And the thing that's crazy is the kicker is responsible for more points than any other player throughout the course of their careers. They'll play forever. They score every time a touchdown happens, and all of the field goals. I went back and found it. They're 3-4 Packers last year in games decided by that 3 or fewer margin of victory. So they need to find a replacement ASAP. But
yeah, but wait a minute. You just hit on something that would actually decrease the level of importance if I'm understanding this correctly. Basically, what we're saying is the Packers had a lot of close games last year, and they weren't good in those close games, or they weren't winning those close games as much as they were losing those close games, and still made it to close to the NFC Championship game, to the second round of the playoffs, right? So really what you're saying is if they get the same level of production as they did a year ago, they still can get to the second round of the playoffs. We're not talking actually about them losing games because of a kicker, and maybe it's semantics. We're talking about them not winning games because of the kicker.
True. And I do think that, as you look at it, the game in the playoffs was decided by 3 points, right? There was a missed field goal in that game. So you need to have somebody. But I guess the question becomes, do you think, Evan, that there's going to be enough offensive firepower for the Packers to overcome a mediocre kicking game?
Yes, and that's why I come back. I'm actually huge on kickers. Like I think having a great kicker shortens the field. I say this all the time. Lamar Jackson plays on a 70-yard field because he has Justin Tucker. The same way the New York Yankees back in the day played an 8-inning game because they had Mariano Rivera, their closer, and literally nobody ever got hits off of him. And so that is important. So I don't want to move that to the side. I just want to state that. Now, period, next sentence. I believe that when you look at that team, there is an argument, you guys know better than I do, but their wide receiver depth is greater than any other team in the league. And if you look at the quarterback, they paid him to be the best quarterback in the NFL. So when you're asking that question, forget what I think. They must think they have enough firepower to make up for whatever deficiency they have at that position.
Yeah. That was Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. Evan,
I'm still here.
Yeah, we're kicking you off. Hold on. Okay, I've got a
stutter.
question for you before
Okay.
you head out.
Sorry.
We've been talking a lot about bathrooms today.
Good call.
I don't like.
Why don't you start with whatever this is?
I don't know.
Whatever's next.
So somebody dropped something and it rolled into Molly's stall. We're unsure if the correct call is to rush out of the bathroom without touching it.
Should we clarify what they dropped? They dropped 2 chapsticks. One of them landed in their stall. The other landed in mine. I pretended like I didn't see it because I didn't want to do the under the stall hand touch grab thing while they're going to the bathroom. So I just pretended like I didn't see it, ran out of the bathroom, rushed my hands very fast, all the things, so I didn't even have to see who it was. Just here in our office building. It wasn't one of our teammates, but I did not know the correct
how do you know?
way. Because I saw their badge on the sink counter. It wasn't anybody.
So how did you see the badge? From the crevices in the stall?
No, I'm not a creeper. We have badges to get into our building that can clip on to your shirt or whatever. And they just had theirs sitting on the countertop with their laptop in the bathroom. So when I went to go wash my hands,
where were they? They were in the other stall? Person?
Yes, they weren't in my stall. Yes, they were.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying you're missing maybe the biggest takeaway on this.
Yes.
Someone brought a laptop into the bathroom?
Yeah, I don't know if they were heading to a meeting or something. I don't know. They just left it on the counter. I mean, I brought my backpack in when I'm leaving the office at night. I'll put my backpack on the counter or my water bottle.
Open laptop on ESPN.com?
No. They just had it closed with a pencil on top and then their badge. And then I looked because I was like, oh, is this somebody from our office in here that I just did that to or what? And it wasn't. And then I just skedaddled on out of there as fast as I could because I wanted to avoid the awkward bathroom interaction.
I'm fascinated by this.
So
I could do hours on this.
What's the proper etiquette now? Are you kicking it under the table or under the door? How are you helping out?
So I think maybe with guys it's different, but I don't want to do this based on gender. I'm going to do this based big picture here. I think you just kick it back out because otherwise, there's follow-up questions I have to ask that I'm not going to ask.
You can ask. I don't know if they're air appropriate, but I'll answer any question.
Okay, so the reason that in theory Alex and I would be there would be different than maybe right?
I mean, so, I don't know your guys' business, but probably.
Okay. Yeah, no, not definitely, but probably. I think I just dropped Lil Wayne. Anyway, so I think in that spot you kick it out because the other option is you're opening the door, they see you, and then they have to come into the stall after you leave that you were then in. And more likely than not, you may need a gap year in there. Some time in between. Let's just put it that way, right?
The fumes.
It's a very difficult question to answer properly here on the air. It's a very tricky spot. It's very odd to drop something in someone else's stall.
Yes.
That is just weird.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know if she had like her entire purse and it fell on the floor and then like 3 chapsticks fell out because a couple fell into her stall, 1 fell into mine. I don't know if it just fell out of her pocket. Like, I don't know, but that's why I rushed out because I didn't want to have that awkward interaction outside of the stall. So I went fast.
Would you rather drop something into someone else's stall or the toilet?
Before or after?
What kind of question is that?
Well, I'm curious because, like,
Why would you ever want to drop some?
See, if it were talking chapstick, but we're talking about chapstick, it's garbage no matter what. I would never touch that chapstick to my lips again.
Right, I understand that, but you're asking the question as to whether or not your choice would be to actually drop something in a toilet, whether it's yours or not. Why would that be the better answer?
Because then you don't have to deal with someone else. It's just my problem if it's something that I have to go in for.
Okay, you know what? You're bringing me back around. You're right on that. In the public bathroom, if you're not with your friends, you'd rather be alone, in and out. All right, that's what I'm. All right, so Alex, I have a question for you on this. Molly, this is going to be a tough one for you to answer.
All right, I'm ready.
5 urinals, dividers on each. No one in the bathroom. You have to use a urinal. Which one are you going to?
So usually one of them on one of the sides is lower. I'm a very tall person. I'm going to go to the side urinal that is higher.
Let's assume that they're all the same size. And they're going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I'm facing it, my left is 1, my right is 5. Which urinal are you going to?
I'm going to 5.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Yeah.
All right, now let's say there's somebody already at 5. Where are you going?
1.
You're second in. You're going to 1?
Yeah.
All right, then the next person. So 1
Not
and 5
4?
are
You wouldn't go to 4 when somebody's at 5?
That would be funny. I would do that if it was Tausch. I would literally go right to 4 next to him just to make him feel awkward in that spot.
I like that. Tausch needs to, he's very confident. You need to get in his head a little bit sometimes.
God.
When you say you're very tall, how tall is very tall?
6'4", 6'5"-ish.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't have you as that.
How tall are you, Evan?
Like 6'1".
Okay.
I'm a professional Frisbee player. Height matters in Frisbee, all right? It really bodes well for me.
Professional Frisbee?
Yeah.
Does ESPN Madison just possess the weirdest professional athletes in the history of sports radio? We have a professional Frisbee player and a curler.
True.
Absolutely.
That is true.
And Jim Rutledge played 1 year of college basketball with the Pamela Anderson barbed wire tattoo on his arm.
Hold on. I actually just found out that he has a barbed wire tattoo that he got covered. I didn't realize that it was barbed wire. Jim played college basketball?
For 1 year at a school that I don't even know that he knows the name of it.
University of Madison?
No.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't even that.
Thanks for hanging with us, Evan. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
That was Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. You can hear him weekdays from 5 to 9 on ESPN Madison. We got to get a caller. Gee, what caller number for Miller High Life?
Can I jump in here, G?
What?
Can it be 2 for 2 chapsticks?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Caller number 2 wins a case of Miller High Life for our High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Caller number 2, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller number 2 wins a case of Miller High Life. We will tell you about the High Life Dive Bar of the Week next. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Hey, this is Hannibal Burris. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, playing smooth jams right after sports. Y'all still playing the smooth jams, right?
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starry on Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starry on Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience by going to starryonbank.com. Member FDIC.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. We are now just 1 day away from kicking off a new season of Wisconsin football. Here's safety Hunter Wohler on why leadership is going to make the difference this year.
When your best workers are your
best leaders. It makes it a lot easier to follow and for those guys to lead the team. So this year, it just comes in with a different sense of urgency. For last season, we all knew it was not good enough. We all knew we expected more. And so coming into this year, we know the goals, we know what we have to do, and now it's just time to execute it.
Don't miss out on 0% interest for up to 60 months with no money down and equal payments.
Order today from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Fish fry, walleye, and vegetarian options are available, and they have a menu that's sure to please everyone. Liberty Station smokes their meats daily with a 1,000-gallon custom smoker, giving you the freshest experience possible. Enjoy happy hour with daily discounts on both food and drinks at their large bar with 20 draft taps and multiple TVs to watch the big game. Be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area too. Liberty Station off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
Transform your home with Ridgetop Exteriors. With over 22 years of service excellence, we specialize in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutters. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com. That's ridgetopexteriors.com. Find your trusted, local, affordable partner here at Ridgetop Exteriors.
This update is sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. The Brewers and U.S. Cellular are celebrating the outstanding educators in our community with the Grand Slam Teacher of the Month Award. Visit brewers.com/teacher to learn more and nominate an educator today. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame, Dollar, Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on Thanalysis Show. Presented by Carbless Ready-to-Drink Cocktails.
Fantastic.
Find Thanalysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching Thanalysis Show.
The High Life Dive Bar of the Week on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Miller High Life. Celebrate local dives with the champagne of beers. Miller High Life.
Honestly, this is the best part, and giving away free Miller High Life. Who won, Prime?
That'd be Ryan, the Psychedelic Advisor.
All
Won
right,
a case of that High Life.
Shout out to Ryan, the Psychedelic Advisor, winning that case of High Life. Oh, you got to turn on G's mic.
I'm powerless, like completely. Usually I'm on that side of the glass, so I have all the power, and it's all gone.
Not anymore.
With great power comes great responsibility. One of them is turning on G's mic for him.
This week's High Life Dive Bar of the Week is the Hooterville Inn in Blue Mounds. Ryan, have you been there?
I've never been to Blue Mounds, so I've safe to say I've not been to Hooterville.
Okay. Well, it is a family-owned and operated restaurant and burger pub. They serve tasty food, and they've been doing that for over 50 years. They're well known for their Bloody Marys. You can host special events they host special events like bingo, meat paddles. I didn't know it was called meat paddle.
Well, that's like a meat raffle. It's the same thing, but you got your paddle. You raise a paddle. Like, I will bid for this.
Meat paddles just sounds weird. And seasonal parties. They offer various lunch specials Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2.
Ping pong with a meatball.
Yes, meat paddles. But be sure to go to Hooterville Inn in Blue Mounds to get your $2 Miller High Life this week. That's a great deal.
That's got to be my. It's a fantastic deal. I love $2 Miller High Lifes, and I remember going out to a dive bar in my hometown right after I turned 21. It was the first time I ever went drinking in good old Plymouth.
Okay.
And one of my buddies got a Miller High Life, and the guy looked at me and he says, the bartender says, "Your friend has the best taste in cheap beer, and for $2, it is a cheap beer." So.
Okay, as long as it's tasty, who cares? We will get back into Green Bay Packers, your text, the Badgers, get ready for tomorrow's game. All that coming up in hour 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly.
With the incredibly spacious 3-row Chevy Traverse, you can change
Let's just meet at the concert.
into
Why don't I pick all you guys up on the way?
the advanced safety engineered Chevy Blazer EV lets you turn. You think we should turn back? Into full steam ahead. And with the affordable Equinox EV,
Keep an eye out for the next Charger, kids.
becomes
Get comfortable, kids. We'll be home in 4 hours.
for summer adventures, Chevy's got you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center Update brought to you by Wisconsin Badgers Volleyball on 100.5 ESPN. From the season opener, that was on Tuesday, to the NCAA tournament. Catch every thrilling match all season long right here on 100.5 ESPN. Wisconsin Badgers Volleyball back at it this Sunday as they take on number 1 Texas from the Pfizer Forum Classic over in Milwaukee. But today, the Brewers getting back on the winning streak as they won their rubber match in their 3-game home series against the Giants today. They won 5-3 last night after falling 5-4 on Monday. But Brewers coming through with Jackson Churio hitting a 2-run RBI double, as well as a Garrett Mitchell solo home run, and William Contreras even stealing home in the 6-0 win today. The Brewers will be back at it tomorrow night as they take on the divisional rival Reds out in Cincinnati, 11:40 a.m. first pitch, early matinee before a doubleheader. And speaking of extra coverage, you get extra coverage leading up to the Badgers kicking off their football season next year, or tomorrow, that is. They're taking on Western Michigan at 8 p.m. out at Camp Randall. Wisconsin College Game Day 4-hour special starting at 4 p.m. right here on 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's
let
going
me
to
get
swing
this
on
right.
Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
What is that called? He made chicken soup out of chicken poop? No? What is it?
Chicken salad out of chicken.
Yeah. Chicken soup out of chicken poop sounds better.
Matt, I know Bill asked about the kicker. You had 5 different guys come through here in camp. And
Not a question for me. That is a question for Rich Bisaccia.
So, but the league is a razor-thin difference between winning and
Oh, I'm well aware of this.
Savage.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside America's favorite Alex Gravatt. Here's Molly Brown.
We've gotten into a lot of topics today. Bathroom etiquette, Green Bay Packers, G can't turn on his mic.
Yep, there it is.
There we go.
With great power comes great responsibility for Ryan Wollersheim. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
Feels like I hold the power when I say that, so I
Wow.
kind of love that. I'm not
So you
gonna
have
lie.
the responsibility. Can you turn my mic on?
Unfortunately, I can't. I could lean over and do it, but it's still not going to work.
Yeah.
So I don't have all the power. But yes, like I said, we've gotten into a lot of stuff today.
In the break, we were talking about chicken salad.
Chicken salad, yep.
Egg salad, not it. Chicken salad is it.
Yep. But
Grapes in the chicken salad, right? No.
It's a little too sweet for me. Maybe we'll get into our preferred way our preferred version of chicken salad next, but no promises there. But we've gotten into bathroom etiquette. We've gotten into the Green Bay Packers. Matt LaFleur feuding with, well, not really feuding, but just kind of being a little sassy about Rich Bisaccia.
I wouldn't call it throwing shade, but maybe throwing some heat.
Yeah, for sure. We've gotten into the Badgers a little bit. It's been a wild show. So I do want to get a look at the talk and text line, 844-770-3776. Feel free to chime in on any of our shenanigans. We were just talking to Evan Cohen a little bit ago, and Robin Madison wanted to know, is Alex wearing Ellie Mae's scrunchie, your girlfriend?
Lily Mays. Maybe. I don't really know where it came
said
from.
Allie.
It's pink, and it's silk. I probably didn't buy it, but she may have bought it for me. I'm not sure if it's mine or hers, but I've got scrunchies and I don't really care which one I wear.
Okay.
They're better for your hair than the actual ties. That's why I do it.
Do you guys ever get them mixed up with each other?
Oh, we just have a pile of them in both of our bathrooms. So yeah. I have no idea where they come from.
It is very funny, and I'm not going to dox your girlfriend on the air by any means.
Whoa.
But you guys have very similar hair too. Very curly.
That is a
color, almost the same.
Well, she's got much darker hair. That's a huge compliment to both of us. I'm used to having the better
hair.
Yeah, I'm used to having the better hair in a relationship, and I don't know if that's true this time.
Okay.
You're very secure. That's nice.
You are very secure.
That's what you want to look for in a significant other.
Thanks.
When Evan was on, we were also talking about the Wisconsin-Alabama game, and you said that could potentially be a trap game for Alabama. Dave in Deerfield says, Alex, can you explain what a trap game? What is a trap game? Such a dumb concept. No evidence on this thought.
What is a trap game? So a trap game is when one team is clearly the favorite, is the better team, and oftentimes it's an underdog or a scrappy team. I think Wisconsin might be a little too good of a team to truly make it a trap game. But the Packers in 2011, right? They were 15-1. They were just on fire all season long. They played the Kansas City Chiefs, and so at that point, they were a perfect 13-0, I want to say, going into it, and they dropped the game to the 1-12 Chiefs or something along those lines. I don't have the exact X's and O's correct. That's a trap game. A team that has no business winning, just walking all over you because you didn't respect him, you didn't get ready for him. And I think that there's a little chance that Alabama's like, oh, well, it's a Big Ten school, so we do respect them. It's a historic franchise, but the players who are there over the last 10 years, that's when they've been paying close attention to football. They might not know that much about Wisconsin. Wisconsin had one really, really good season in the past 10 years. They went a great season, went to the Big Ten championship game, and got the doors blown off them by Ohio State, of course. It's just what happens. So I could see a lot of those, remember, 18, 19, 20-year-olds just thinking it's whatever.
Do you feel like that maybe Kalen DeBoer, the 55-year-old head coach there who just took his team to the national championship, might not do that, though?
Absolutely. I think that he will set a great precedent, but the guys, the players themselves, it doesn't matter how much the coach has bought in sometimes. You can get caught resting. We've all played sports. I play sports still, and there are times where we go into a game thinking, especially against maybe Pittsburgh or Indianapolis, right? Those are the two teams who are a little bit closer to us. Usually we beat them, though. We think, oh, it's just Indy. They have this one thing that they do, and they do it pretty well, but we can stop it. And then all of a sudden, it's a tie game in the fourth quarter, and it's anyone's game. Something like that could happen in this style of game.
Your girlfriend did chime in. Lily Mae, correct?
Lily Mae also goes by Elfie in the Frisbee world.
All right. She said, I did buy it for him, and he steals all of my favorites in reference to your scrunchie.
Huh. You can have them back. I'm sorry.
I love that we're communicating through. But
yeah,
that means that she watches on the YouTube stream then, right? Because then she knows which one you're wearing. Unless you just described it perfectly, that's pink.
I was about to say she stopped texting me, and now she's on the talk and text line, which I love, but she did chime in 4 minutes ago on the private talk and text line. You are my favorite Alex, which a reference to America's favorite Alex, so that's nice.
Oh, so sweet. I wish I was somebody's favorite Molly, but I'm not. Daniel Landscaper chimes in to our earlier conversation.
What was that? Were you trying to
saying
throw
my
shade?
husband? I'm throwing shade at my husband.
Oh,
he doesn't listen to the show or watch the show.
I thought you were throwing shade at the producer. I thought you were saying, why doesn't it say in the open America's favorite
No,
Molly?
I mean, it's a given that I'm the favorite Molly on the show.
Well,
I mean, just in life, I don't know if I am. Daniel Landscaper chimes in on our earlier conversation about bathroom etiquette. He said, because Evan was asking you if there's 5 urinals, correct?
Yeah.
Urinals, not stalls. If there's 5 urinals 1 through 5, which one are you going to? Daniel Landscaper says, I'm going to 5 if nobody is there. If one person is there, I'm grabbing 2 spots away, because then if someone else walks in, they have to stand next to someone. Love the awkwardness. LOL.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a
savage.
power move. I don't know. I try to do the nice things so that nobody has to encounter that. Although if there's 5 and someone goes on 1, then I take 4. So they have to be at 5 or 3 next to me or 2 next to our random friend. A lot of times a guy will just go pee in the stall, which I don't like because then you can hear it. It's hitting the water.
I have a story about that my husband just had at the zoo the other day, but it's gross, so I'll save it for off the air. Don't let me forget to tell you.
It
was gross. I'm disgusted by men. Y'all are all disgusting. I'm not going to lie when it comes to the bathroom. Tim in Oregon says, Molly, been with my wife a bit. Stories about the women's room have shocked me. I really cut the combo short other than, wow, that is weird.
Wait,
women's
hold on.
bathrooms are gross, too.
They're gross, sure, whatever. They don't smell the same way as men's. But I will say, like if you're in a nicer establishment, you have like a little foyer in there, like a foyer. Like you've got a chair or a couch. Like you have space to just hang out sometimes.
In the women's?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be at that's like a golf course thing.
Yeah, that's
like
what
a
I'm saying.
fancy like country club or like a nice. I think like I'm trying to think of Ruth's Chris when we were there last week. They didn't have like a seating area, but it was like large enough. But then also, and I don't know if this is how men's are as well, but at Ruth's Chris, for instance, they have like individual stalls where it's full walls built to the ground. So like there's no like
some places.
If
Yeah,
a girl would have dropped her chapstick, it wouldn't have gone in my stall. Like there was a wall fully and a door fully.
They're very rarely, but that does happen, and I feel fancy when I'm in that situation.
For sure.
That's a time it's called the porcelain throne. All right.
Okay. I will say maybe sometimes at malls, there like shopping malls, there might be some like seating areas. It really just depends.
Yeah. No. There was a resort that I worked at, not like a super high class resort. I loved working there. Don't get me wrong. It's still a happy place for me, but they had in a few different situations the like little couch in a chair and like a lamp in the room that comes before the bathroom itself. And I was in charge of cleaning that room at the end of the night sometimes, and I was just like blown away that it was there. So jealous. The men's is like a hanging light bulb that flickers, and there's like a bunch of toilet paper just stuffed in the urinal. It's disgusting all the time.
Ew.
Yeah.
God, that's so disgusting. Tim in Oregon also says, Molly, one last text. You are a genius. Thank you. We can mark that, Ryan, if you want to drop that every now and then. Of course, it has been harder to replace Crosby. Sick, bro. Molly, you flattened them. I don't know if he's trolling me or if he's actually on my side when it came to, because when we were talking to Evan Cohen earlier of Unsportsmanlike, again, you can hear him weekdays 5 to 9 a.m. on ESPN Madison. What was that, Ryan? Were you just playing a crying baby in the background?
Wait, I thought that was G whistling, honestly.
No.
I don't think.
Are we haunted? Is this building from 2020 haunted?
I have no explanation.
Is one of your victims back there under the desk? What's going on?
Everything's under control.
They unplugged G's mic. That's why it's not working. No, but what I did say earlier in the show was that it just feels like the Packers have had an easier time replacing Aaron Rodgers than they have replacing Mason Crosby.
All right, I love you. I love the take. I don't think you flattened us. I think we both completely agreed. And maybe I don't understand what flattening means, but like my jaw's dropped, right? I'm in shock that this is true because teams move on from kickers and get new kickers all the time. The Packers can't seem to get that right. But we did fall into potentially a third Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. I don't know. It's kind of nice.
It is true. That is true. Daniel Landscaper says, Ryan wouldn't know how nice the bathrooms are at Ruth's Chris because he doesn't like to go and takes his dates to food trucks instead.
A food truck date is actually kind of nice. I mean,
I
that could
think
be
it's
romantic.
cute. It's like a little picnic.
Yeah, you go out for a walk. You're outside. It's still nice in Madison. Yeah.
And then if there's like a couple different ones, like say you wanted Mexican, but she wanted Italian or something, you can both go to your own, but you stand in line together.
I will say, if you go to Ruth's Chris, you can get the best of both worlds. The Sizzle Swizzle Happy Hour is amazing. I have experienced it once or twice by myself. Still haven't done it with anyone, but one day.
I experienced it with Jim and Matt last week. Or last week? Were we there, right? 2 weeks ago?
Yes, that was last week. I'll never forget that day.
Yeah, great zucchini fries. Those were delicious. I'd never had those before. Great steak sandwich.
Oh, my.
All the things. It was great. Now I want it again. Wait, I had one more time. Oh, okay, here it is. We didn't even ask for this, but Ryan, the psychedelic advisor, chimed in with his favorite version of making chicken salad.
Oh.
He said roasted chicken mayonnaise. I don't even know what that is. Roasted chicken and mayonnaise, whole grain mustard, a little bit of horseradish mayonnaise, chopped dill pickle, finely diced red onion, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, ground cumin, freshly cracked black pepper.
Okay.
That sounds really good.
I can see our social media queen out in the other room just like looking like, okay, yeah, uh-huh. No, that checks out. She's write that down. Write that down.
I'll copy it to you, Maddie. Don't worry.
That's a viral clip right there.
For sure. But no, we actually, I don't know what we're going to get into next because we do have Molly's game next, and then we have pole dancing, and then who knows where we're going to go from there, but we'll see. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, but want to tell you about Canopy Wealth Management. They are a fee-based advisory firm. They don't chase commissions and never back gimmicks or instruments that chase single-day returns or put your long-term goals at risk. The team at Canopy create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. Canopy Wealth Management care, competence, and clarity aren't just buzzwords. They're a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes. To celebrate our love for dive bars, we are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin like Hooterville, Jerry's Place, Remington's Tavern, and Wilson's Bar and Grill.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Friday for Phish Friday. Brought to you by Off-Broadway Draft House, Madison's favorite spot for a Friday fish fry.
Rolling on a Phish Friday, brought to you by Off-Broadway. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. G, if the mountains are blue, you know what to do. And Ryan, chime in.
And that's
Crush a Coors Light.
That's your fault.
That
you
is.
didn't turn on your
We
mic.
fixed it. I fixed it in the break. I now have control over my mic, but I got so used to him controlling my mic. So.
Time now for Molly's game. That was like a professional host thing that I just did for you.
A pregnant pause.
Thank you.
A very pregnant pause.
Double.
I've been searching everywhere and seem to find Molly.
This is Molly's Game, hosted by America's favorite bookie, Molly Brown.
Indeed, America's favorite bookie, Molly Brown. What bets we got this week?
Indeed. So we can finally talk about real football. I realized last week, literally after we got done with the segment, I was like, I should have done week 0 college football. But you know what's better than week 0 college football? Week 1 college football. Now, the Badgers may be playing Western Michigan, the Western Michigan Broncos, if you will, tomorrow night. That's where they open their season, 8 o'clock p.m. I'm a little about the 8 o'clock p.m. It's a little bit of a late start. Are either of you going to the game?
I will be there at the game for part of our coverage with the ESPN Wisconsin College tailgate.
Yep.
But I do plan to stay for the full thing. I'll be in the press conference afterward. If Luke Fickell says anything interesting, I'll make sure to blast it out there for us.
Will you be like the local Madison version of Wildy and just kind of get after? Not even get after. Literally ask a great question to Luke Fickell and see if Luke Fickell will get mad at you. I don't think that's going to happen for this first game.
Yeah, I don't think I have any great questions either.
Okay.
I'm not good. I'm not nearly as good as Jason Wilde at being a professional reporter. So I wouldn't imagine I could get under Luke Fickell's skin unless maybe I bring up Ohio State. Should be easy then.
Potentially.
But I would not do that. I would not want to make that guy angry.
Yeah, burn the bridge. Burn the bridge right away.
Yeah.
I will not be at the game. I'll be helping take us up to kickoff right here on 100.5 for the pregame show.
You're on the pregame show?
Yeah, I'm on the second. There's a 4-hour show.
Yep.
Josh DiMaggio's kicking us off, and I'm picking up where he left off. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's on the cast?
I learned today Brad Nortman is not.
Yep.
Jesse Nelson will be, and I think Adam Mertz will be rounding out our crew.
Fun! How fun. Well, you can hear that from 4 until 8 tomorrow. But first, I do want to get into Molly's game. Obviously, that's why the music is going. So my score prediction for tomorrow night's game is 45-10. Then I went and checked what the line is for that. And there's a prediction that it's 56 points. So I felt pretty good that I was on track here. So I did put this based on my prediction. I want to know, do you guys think it'll be over or under 55 total points scored? Ryan, you first.
Total points for it.
Yep.
So both teams.
Yep.
Man, that's a tough. These are so hard because it's how good is their offense versus our defense? How good is our offense versus their defense?
How long does the Wisconsin offense even stay out there?
That's the other thing. If it's a blowout, these tend to not be high-scoring games. So I'm going to say under, and I think it's going to be a blowout. I think the Badgers are going to win comfortably enough where they won't need to run up the score.
All right, G.
I'm really excited to see the depth of this offensive line, and I think that they're going to be blocking a lot of holes for whoever is carrying the rock. I don't think Ches Malusi is going to get all the totes this game.
I would hope not.
So the heavy rotation of running back will be great, and they'll be doing just fine behind the offensive line. I think that does mean that the clock's going to run a little bit, but I'm expecting one or two big plays. I'm going to say over 50, 56?
55.
56 is, yeah, cool, over. Because my official prediction, I believe, had it at 58.
Okay. There we go. So shifting gears to the Green Bay Packers. This is the last week that we can do this before they have their first game next week, which is crazy to even say out loud. So we're going to do a little bit of season long predictions. First up, over under 9.5 total wins for the Packers this season. G, you first.
I'm going to take the over. I think that the Packers are very good. I think that they're going to lose a couple games that we expect them to win. But ultimately speaking, there's a couple teams that are just not that good on the schedule. And a couple of the middling teams, which we might lose some. But I think this is a 10-win team.
Ryan?
Yeah, I think I'm taking an easy over. Honestly, 9.5 games, I think they got it. I think they're going to get 11. I think, like G said, they're going to lose some games that they shouldn't, some teams that they're better than. It could be the kicker that holds them back in those games. But as it is, when you lose games you're supposed to win, you sometimes win games you're supposed to lose.
That is very true.
I think it'll even out in the end. I think I see them as closer to an 11-win team this year.
Ooh, I like the optimism. I'm not going to lie. Next up, total passing touchdowns for Jordan Love, over under 27.5. Ryan, you first.
I will take the over again. 17 games now, assuming Jordan Love stays healthy. Knock on some wood right there. Offensive line, I mean, there are some worries about how good they'll be, so will they be able to protect Jordan Love? But I think with short-handed possibly in the backfield, Josh Jacobs are going to want to spare him some of the carries. I would see them maybe trying to pass the ball into the end zone a little bit more often, get the tight ends involved.
What are you thinking, 30?
Yeah, I think 30. Yeah, I'd say right. I mean, he threw 31 last year. I could see it 30 again, yeah.
It's true. G?
For your offensive line worries, I agree, and I hope it does get a little bit better. I think Jordan Morgan was a little banged up this preseason, so I'd like to see him. I think he's going to get back and be better than ever. But Josh Jacobs has never caught a receiving touchdown, and he's going to be just stealing those goal line carries. I don't think it's going to matter, though. I think Jordan Love has 35 or 6 in him this year.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
All right. I'd be happy with it. Next one, over under total receiving yards for Romeo Doubs at 575.5. G.
That seems... I'm higher on Romeo Doubs than a lot of people. I know Christian Watson's really exciting. I know that Jaden Reed's been the sexy pick this season. When push came to shove and everything was on the line in the postseason game against San Francisco and against Dallas, Romeo Doubs led the team in targets, receptions, yards per catch, and touchdowns. He is a good football player. He's not exciting, but he's going to take the Bobby Trees, Robert Woods style approach, and he's going to get 800, 900 yards and a ton of receptions. Maybe not the most exciting player to watch, but a really good addition to any fantasy team late in the draft. And specifically, I think he's going to get a lot more than 500 yards.
For what it's worth, in 2022, when he was with Aaron Rodgers, he got 425. Last year, he got 674.
Yeah, that's an... If I can take that right now, I'm going to go put money on that.
All right, well, you can.
This, to me, it's a lot tougher. He did show out in the preseason and training camp. I feel like this one really has a lot to do more with, like, how well do the other receivers do? Does Romeo Doubs end up being the number one for Jordan Love? I think he is, but if Romeo Doubs misses a couple games, if a few other guys get hot, and Dontavian Wicks becomes what we hope him to be, like, they could eat into his yards. Man, that's tough. I'll say over. I'll say over. I think the first half of the season, Jordan Love still sees him as the number one target easily. I think it could change by the second half, but I think he'll get enough yardage in those first 8-9 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, he'll hit the over.
This just feels like the guys in Vegas listening to all of us talk about how excited we are about Reed and Christian Watson and all that, and just vulturing on that, because I think those guys...
Sorry, go ahead.
You're good. I was just going to say, it's going to be a good year for him.
Last one here, guys. We'll go quick. Over under 7.5 total rushing touchdowns for Josh Jacobs. Ryan?
Over.
G?
Interesting. He will catch his first receiving touchdown, but I think I'm going to go with, 7 or 8 feels really good. So I'll take under just to differentiate from you, Ryan.
All right, thank you.
I like it. I think I want to get these numbers from Jim and Matt, too. We did some bold predictions last week / earlier this week. I think it might be fun to get predictions on this from Jim and Matt.
I mean, we'll be doing Molly's game before the Packers game on Friday.
True. So we'll have to get it.
There we go.
That'd be fun to come back to. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. We've got pole dancing next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
With the incredibly spacious 3-row Chevy Traverse, you can change
Let's just meet at the concert.
into
Why don't I pick all you guys up on the way?
the advanced safety engineered Chevy Blazer EV lets you turn, you think we should turn back, into full steam ahead. And with the affordable Equinox EV,
Keep an eye out for the next charger, kids.
becomes,
Get comfortable, kids. We'll be home in 4 hours.
for summer adventures, Chevy's got you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Hey, Badger fans, fall is right around the corner, and so is the return of Badger football. Experience the excitement of Friday Night Lights at Camp Randall Stadium on August 30th as the Badgers take on Western Michigan. Individual tickets start at just $35, with all-inclusive group packages still available. Visit uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS to secure your seats for the Friday night home opener of Wisconsin football on August 30th. That's uwbadgers.com or 1-800-GO-BADGERS.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Rick was at risk for a stroke, but now he's taking steps to reduce that risk. He checks his high blood pressure routinely to keep it under control. He exercises 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week to get his heart pumping. He also calls the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line to help him manage his nicotine cravings. Did you know 80% of all strokes are preventable? Be like Rick and reduce your risk of stroke. Good job, Rick. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services Coverdale Stroke Program.
Transform your home with incredible savings during Steinhaffel's 5-day Labor Day event. Take an extra $100 off your purchase of $19.99 or more. Spend $29.99 or more, get a free Nespresso coffee and espresso machine. Don't miss out on our amazing bonus buys and closeout deals. And make your new rooms even more affordable with Steinhaffel's 36-month financing. It's Steinhaffel's 5-day Labor Day event. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Hey, it's UW Professor Hannibal Burris. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN.
When I see the connection, though
I see, I don't stare. Though I see, I don't stare. When I'm lost in my reflection, though I see, I don't stare. Though I see, I don't stare. Then I change my direction.
J&K Security Solutions is a locally owned, family-run business that has been a part of the Madison community for nearly 40 years. Jeffrey and the whole team at J&K care about making sure your home or business is safe and secure. With services ranging from commercial fire detection to commercial security and surveillance, they are dedicated to keeping your business safe. Home services include security and home automation services using Control 4. Keep your home and business up to date with our friends at J&K Security Solutions. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly rolling on a Phish Friday. Time now for pole dancing.
We asked and you answered.
What?
Coming to the stage, it's pole dancing on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Hey now.
Presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Yeah, guys, it might be a Thursday, but it's a Phish Friday here on Jim, Matt, and Molly, and that means we go pole dancing. We look around the polls this week from ESPN Wisconsin. We chime in with our thoughts, and we look at the results from the fans. First one, guys, I'll throw out to you. Kyle Bruston Norman asking yesterday, now that the Packers have mostly finalized their roster ahead of Week 1, what best describes your feeling about said roster? Hell yes, Super Bowl time. 23% of fans chiming in with that. Close but not elite. 55%. A little bit overhyped. 21%. Or other. Right in 1%. Guys, where do you fall on this scale? Hell yes, Super Bowl time. Close but not elite. Or a little bit overhyped on the Packers roster. G, I'll start with you.
Okay, I'm struggling to find the difference between not elite and close. Because I think that the roster's really
good. Close but not elite is one option.
And then, wait, what was there was 4 options, right?
There's 3 options.
Oh,
and then
just 3. Then,
right
yeah,
in.
it's the middle one. Close but not elite. Yeah. I think that the Packers offense is incredible. I think the Packers defense is good. I hope that the offensive line can prove to be very good, but I think that there's a chance there's just a little lack of depth and a little bit of lack of solidarity and strength in that group. So with that and the defensive line kind of being a little bit in between, if Quay Walker can show out better than he has in the past, I'm willing to say Super Bowl time, but until then, I'm going to go with
I vote the same. I would say I don't like the lack of depth that the Green Bay Packers have, just like what G was saying. The kicker makes me nervous. The running back position makes me nervous. The offensive line makes me nervous. So I think there's great potential with this team. The defense makes me nervous because I feel like we keep saying the same thing every year, hoping it'll change. And this year, I hope it really is the big change with Jeff Hafley. But I'm not placing any money on the defense this year. So I feel good about it. I am excited about it. But I'm nervous.
All right, guys. Next one I'll throw out to you here is this is actually a breaking news poll that I'm making up myself on the fly. Per Adam Schefter, there will be no trade. The 49ers and Brandon Ayuk reaching a 4-year extension, tying him to the team for the next 5 seasons. The drama is over, and a deal, not a trade, is in place. Question I got to ask you guys. Are you surprised by this? Did you think there was any chance Brandon Ayuk actually ended up on another team this season? And does it feel like the 49ers are still the boogeymen for the Packers? Let's go with the other one. Are the 49ers still the boogeymen for the Packers this year? Molly Brown.
Ooh, I think they are, because I just feel like if there's 2 teams that I hate in the NFL, it's the 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings are obviously not that. It feels like it's the Lions and the Niners that are like the boogeymen for the Green Bay Packers this year, I'm feeling like. So I will forever be scared of the Niners until the Packers beat them in regular season and playoffs consistently. That's how I feel.
Okay. Yeah, I think that the 49ers are the boogeyman for the entire NFC right now. I mean, unless maybe the Rams are someone who, like, the conference where they switch off every once in a while, but the 49ers are really good, and they stayed really good today. I don't think they got better, but they committed themselves to having talent around Brock Purdy, who's still on a rookie contract, and I know that that's Jim Rutledge's whole thing. So Yes, I think that they are the number one team for the Packers to beat, and until the Packers can do it in a meaningful moment, which I have hope that Jordan Love can be the one to slay the boogeyman, but until it happens, they're the one.
I will say, I do believe that the Niners' window is closing. I think that their team is getting older. It looks like Brandon Ayuk and the 49ers have agreed on a 4-year, $120 million contract extension with $76 million in guarantees.
So that's actually, so he's getting paid less than Amon-Ra St. Brown in that case. He's getting less than A.J. Brown.
I think that's appropriate. I think he probably had to come to that conclusion, right? Like, I am not, like, he was probably asking for top 5 money. He is not a top 5 running or wide receiver. He might not even be the best receiver on his team. He's an incredible athlete, and he's really good. Deebo Samuel is a monster. A monster.
But you also got to think, like I said, their window's closing. Deebo Samuel getting older.
Yes.
George Kittle getting older. Gets hurt at least once a year.
I believe Trent Williams still not reporting to camp right now. The star left tackle.
Bigger deal for them than Ayuk. Absolutely.
Very well could be. Very well could be. All right, guys, and speaking of big deals, I'm stealing this poll question from Alex G.
Oh, no.
The Great Dane huddle question from earlier this week on Monday night with Derek Engler and Bill Nagy. Alex G wanted to know, can we learn anything about the Badgers from tomorrow night's season opener against Western Michigan? 70% of fans responded with yes. 30% of fans said no. G, I want to know how you responded.
Yeah, I think you can. I think that this game is, if the Badgers want to be a strong recruiting team, you have to go out and blow the doors off of somebody and then make sure later in the season, right? This is not what the question's about, but later in the season, stay close to some of those really high-ranked opponents. Make it look tough. That game against Ohio State last year was good for the Badgers despite it being a loss. Western Michigan is a fine MAC team that you should win by 35 against. And that's what we can learn. We can learn who they are and how much gas they really have in this game with a big win.
Molly?
Repeat the question.
Can we learn anything from tomorrow night's season opener against Western Michigan for the Badgers?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in the last couple of years, I think back to, was it last year they played Buffalo?
Buffalo, yeah.
Yep.
They came out so slow that it was like I was actually worried going into halftime, like, oh my God, are they going to get beat? So I think them coming out hot, I think being under the lights is going to be a huge thing. Like, the energy's going to be up in Camp Randall already with it being the first game, under the lights, 8 o'clock p.m., like, awesome season ahead. But they got a lot to learn from this game. I think just the mentality aspect of it. Actually, Ryan, you had a great quote. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't know where my paper is.
Did you write it on the table?
No. I thought this quote was great. Hold on. There was a quote.
Are you looking for the one from Jake Chaney, perhaps?
Yes.
Jake Chaney said, you go into a good program and now the drop-off is apparent. Jake Chaney from the 2021 recruiting class. It's the highest ranked class ever for the Badgers. And Molly, what else did he say that you're interested in?
I thought this one was most interesting. Riley Nowakowski. Sorry, wasn't Jake Chaney. Tight end Riley Nowakowski said, we thought Coach Fick was going to come in. We were going to be able to walk into a 10-2 record or something. They need to make sure that they don't have that mentality this season, and I think it starts with tomorrow night's game.
But the follow-up quote was so good. It really opened our eyes last year. Hey, we've got to work. That's taking accountability, and I'm excited about it.
All right, I'm excited
Look
too,
at these
guys.
quotes. Shout out to the Daily Primer.
I mean, sometimes there's stuff on there that's valuable. But anyway, speaking of valuable, I think the most valuable question I saw this week around the ESPN Wisconsin polls, Kyle Brust and Norman, on Monday, they came in hot. They said, somebody at Ben Brust's house said Talladega Nights is a top 5 comedy of all time.
Gross.
Is it even top 20? 69
nice.
said
nice.
No. And then...
69. I like that number.
God, I hate that drop.
I love that drop.
69% said no, not a top 20 comedy of all time. 31% said yes, top 20. Alex G, I want to go to you first.
I want to make sure that you just heard. She said she hated that drop. I said I love that drop. That's got to bode well for me in this. Listen, is it a top 25 or 20 of all time? Probably not. It's hilarious. I love it. Stabbing himself in the leg, shake and bake, the whole sweet Lord baby Jesus. There are so many good quotes. It's so funny. It's one of Will Smith's finest works.
Will Smith?
Will Smith.
Damn. You don't even know his name. That tells you it's not a top 20 movie.
He wanted to work for ESPN coming out of college. He got a journalism degree to do sports.
Will Smith or Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell.
Okay.
Anyway, I think I don't think it's a top 20, but I'd be hard. Like, it's in that realm of like 17 through 30. Like, that's probably all one thing. And then the top
It's a tier.
50.
It's a tier, one might say.
That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Molly?
No, this is one of those movies that I'm like, I'll watch it. There's parts of it that are funny.
It's
like
sports.
The like Sweet Baby Jesus.
It's a sports movie.
It's sports.
It's a
NASCAR.
sport.
And it's a
Esports
movie.
exclusive.
Esports exclusive. No. Honestly, I'm not like a huge Will Ferrell fan, if I'm being honest.
Really?
Elf, probably his greatest movie of all time. Step Brothers is good.
Step Brothers is better.
Step Brothers is better.
Tell me another.
Oh, The Other Guys is incredible.
Oh.
God, him and not Donnie. What's his
Wahlberg.
name? Wahlberg.
Marky Mark.
Yep,
Mark.
Marky Mark. Yeah, not a fan of him either.
Really?
Yeah.
Marky
he's
Mark has
fine.
hit and miss moments.
He
I'll
just
be-
seems douchey.
That's fair. That is fair. But though I do not appreciate the slander to Will Ferrell today. So, Alex G, thank you for showing up.
Kicking and screaming. I'm just kidding.
That's a great movie.
What are you doing? All right, well, while G throws on the Pit Vipers, he was very excited to get those.
I've never had them before. I don't know if I'm even supposed to be wearing them for this.
We'll take
You are. If you want to be a winner, stay tuned to hear from Jim Rutledge on the other side. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison every weekend. They have hundreds of winners and millions of dollars won at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. What are you waiting for? Head there this weekend. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison is for winners.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Ryan is absolutely right. I am savage.
We're learning a lot about each other. This is good to know. This is good stuff to know.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes. To celebrate our love for dive bars, we are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin like Hooterville, Jerry's Place, Remington's Tavern, and Wilson's Bar and Grill.
Welcome to Taberna, Madison's newest neighborhood place for tacos, tequila, and margaritas. Located conveniently on Monroe Street, Taberna is your spot to stop before or after the game. Freshly made margaritas, made-to-order tacos, and happy hour every Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Plus, enjoy daily specials like $4 off margaritas on Monday and 3 tacos for $12 every Tuesday. Taberna truly is a spot for everyone. Head to Taberna Tacos and Tequila today, located at 1925 Monroe Street.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Every Tuesday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Don't miss the ESPN Wisconsin Media Poll Rankings Reveal Show. We unveil the top 10 teams in the large division and small division all around the state. That's every Tuesday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The ESPN Wisconsin Media Poll Rankings Reveal Show.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on Thanalysis Show. Presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
Fantastic.
Find Thanalysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching Thanalysis Show.
For 71 years, Daniels Construction has been building better futures, people, and communities right here in South Central Wisconsin. As an award-winning contractor, they specialize in a diverse workload and self-performing services. Daniels Construction is proud to be an employee and family-owned business. And as a dedicated youth apprentice employer, you can start or advance your career with their multi-trade opportunities and on-the-job paid training. Build your future with Daniels Construction today. Visit daniels-co.com to learn more.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Ready for a golf adventure? Discover Prairie Pines Golf Club, just outside of Madison in Sun Prairie. This is Sarah Tauscher. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, the stunning 18-hole course at Prairie Pines offers the perfect challenge for every skill level. Go experience their newly renovated front nine. It's better than ever. Grab your clubs, bring your friends, and tee off in style. Book your tee time now at prairiepinesgolfclub.com. That's prairiepinesgolfclub.com. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
When I jumped off, I had a bucket full of thoughts. When I first jumped off, I held that bucket in my hand. Ideas that would take me all around the world. I stood and watched the smoke behind a mountain curl. It took me a long time to get back on the train.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly rolling on a Phish Friday. Got a lot of texts in today, G. We are very engaging.
I hope none of you guys were texting and driving. All right.
Talk to text, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Ryan, the psychedelic advisor, asked, this was during Molly's game. He said, how good do the Bears have to get before you guys start before you guys start doing over-under for Chicago?
Okay, so that's funny that you ask. I went through and tried to tier the teams before the show today because we talked about maybe doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I went champs, almost, upswing, not bad, boring, and bad. And the
That
Bears,
was your tiers?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Bears I couldn't put them in any of them.
Upswing, right?
Yeah, but the upswing teams that I have are Green Bay and Houston, and I don't think that they're on that level. That was a weird, Philadelphia might fall in there too because they're good. I don't know.
On the upswing? They might be on the downswing, depending how they do this year.
But I think that they're going to bounce back. Without Jason Kelce, it'll be different, but I think they'll be good.
Ryan, have you been following the talk and text line?
Here or there. There's a lot of other things going on here.
Okay, good, because I didn't want this joke to be ruined, because Ryan, the psychedelic advisor, also said, a polar bear walks into a bar and orders a rum.
Get Kawhi ready.
And Coke. The bartender says, what's with the pause? The polar bear raises his arms and says, I don't know, I've had them my whole life.
Ryan, the psychedelic advisor, having himself a good old day.
Yep, we have gotten into a lot of topics today as well, including bathroom etiquette.
I was told I can never partake in that drop you just said again.
What do you mean you can never partake in it?
He's a professional athlete, I'm assuming?
No, I punctured my lung last week. Or I collapsed a lung last week, and that was one of the things that they told me I can never do.
Really?
That and scuba diving.
Like ever again?
Yeah, they said that it could burst it at any moment.
Like you're donezo.
Donezo. I'm an adult now.
What about flying on an airplane?
Flying on an airplane after about a month or 2 months will be fine. I hosted a show. I hosted the Great Dane Huddle with a collapsed lung. My poll question on that show was, which Packers wide receiver are you the most excited to draft in your fantasy draft?
Okay.
Wait, which one are you what?
Most excited to draft. Which Packers wide receiver are you most excited to draft in your fantasy league?
Did I draft one? No, I got Josh Jacobs in our show.
In our Jim, Matt, and Molly fantasy league.
Yep,
ESPN
I got that.
Wisconsin fantasy league.
Yep. I don't have a wide receiver from that though.
I think that
I don't know if you. Is it good to draft one? I know you said earlier Romeo Doubs, but I don't know if it's good to draft a.
They're going to be cannibalizing each other a little bit, but do you have any?
The most confident one I would say is Jaden Reed. I think he gets an easy 800 yards. He's the one I'm most sure about, and I think he gets involved touching the ball as a rusher as well on like jet sweeps. So I feel good about him. I would say Christian Watson, but don't trust him to be on the field.
Yeah, I don't like Christian Watson, or I don't mind either of them at the ADP that they're going, like average draft position. I've got 2 fantasy drafts tonight, one at 7, one at 8, so I'm going to be doing fantasy football all night.
That sounds terrible, if I'm being honest.
I love it. That's what I'm here for. And I'm going to take Romeo Doubs late.
There you
Except
go.
for my parents are listening right now, and so they're going to probably challenge that.
Ryan, the psychedelic advisor, also suggests that you take edibles rather than doing it with your lungs.
Thanks, my friend.
This has been Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Have a great weekend.
ESPN Madison is your new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
That's a statement win for Wisconsin.
Every single night, 7,000 plus, and they are in your face.